Now, casting a game when it's happening quickly, that's hard to do. But the way they were talking about the game and the situation, I felt like I was listening to like the radio. Like I was understanding the picks and understanding what was happening. That was cool.
A few lurking on by. Tenz up top. Zombs able to find one. Tenz going down the hands of Shanks. 10 health and Dream though with the frenzy in hands. Not gonna last much longer though as Shazam goes down as well. And suddenly a 3-2. Only one left alive now for Sick. It's gonna be him dropping down immediately into a cowboy duel. Doesn't quite go the way he had hoped for round one.
Yeah, good attempt there to just kind of try and dive back in, make a play for himself, make a chance in that pistol round. But I think the setup for Rise was really good. They knew that the gravity well was there for Zombs. They waited out a second, and then were ready on the execution. I got to give that round in a lot of ways to Shanks, just getting all the way up into heaven, getting all the way aggressive, taking Tenz out early, shutting down the kind of momentum for Sentinels, because when the Sentinels, when you're afraid of them, when you let them control the pace, that is when they'll thrive. That is when they can just kind of tear you apart. But I like what we see from Rise. They can be a little disrespectful. They know that they're also really strong players. Well, they might.
Why are you a Sentinels hater? I'm not. I just like rooting for the underdogs, man. I love an underdog win.
Maybe get that.
Every time I went to Europe, guess what? I was a fucking underdog. All right.
I find it interesting that Shanks and Calypso are
underdog
buying rifles in round 2. It's not necessarily the worst option in the world. There's definitely a lot of confidence coming into it, but especially Shanks pushing by, well, almost by himself. He does have the Sova to help out a little bit more. The drone underway, stars go down with gravity well forcing him to the middle. This could be huge, but we're not seeing that go into play. Tenz caught off guard. It's going to go down to Shanks again 2 rounds in a row. But now, having the force off a little bit more, we're seeing rotates come by Sen and Mimi. That leaves only one on B.
Yeah, it is the sole defender. It's
Man,
dapr.
He's keeping them loyal to A. Well done.
He's selling the story. This is an A execute, but it won't be. B-site now decided. And with the rifles at hand, with the better weaponry, still completely in the favor of Rise. The best thing that Sentinels can hope for, maybe a little damage, a couple picks here. Here's Six opportunity. They'll squander it, forced away to heal up with those hot hands. This is likely a second here for Rise.
30 seconds left now. Shazam.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've played with Shazzy. Shazzy's been a teammate of mine in the past. Rooting for him to win. Six been somebody that's been in the scene for a while. You know, I've played against him a lot. Great guy, great player. I don't really know Zombs very well. So I can't really say much there. Moving on. Tenz. Young Gun. Fraggin. He was in the CS scene as well. I played against him towards the end of my career.
Sentinels, they decide to get a little aggressive, try and make something work here.
I'm forgetting somebody. Who am I forgetting?
Shazam will just hold on to the phantom he recovered. That's a nice little gift to take out.
I forgot who am I forgetting?
Themselves up 2-0. I like the style they're playing though, Max. They're not even
dapr. I don't really know dapr, I'll be honest.
Ensuring rounds, making those plays, and that style, I think, counters pretty well to what the Sentinels are oftentimes doing, especially in these retake setups.
Absolutely, Mimi. And look at this, though. Not being able to win any rounds so far, Sentinel's able to fold by a little bit more. We do see the light armor coming up from Tenz and Sick. Again, not a bad option whatsoever, but, you know, they have to play a little bit more carefully this time around.
dapr was an MDL during your career.
They don't have as much health to worry about.
I figured.
And those bullets will go whirring on by.
Yeah, dapr, he's alone towards his B site. Does well to anchor it down off in time for his team. I like the setup from Sen. They have double towards that catwalk position, holding down that area aggressively. The thing is that Rise still have these rifles in hands. They still have a great buy to muster. So Sentinels, even if they have the advantage here technically, they're not going to be feeling too comfortable, too confident just yet. That's a good tag out from the drone. One found in Subroza. And Sick shuts that down, finds Showtime. Now Shanks charging on into the site, but dapr for 2 remains, sprang away. Maybe a third runs out of ammunition, but the dink's still good onto Calypso. And the remaining players of Rise, they're fractured. dapr, not a care in the world, just gonna bunny hop right on in. And the classic right click closes it out for a flawless first for the Sentinels.
A very great display coming out from dapr. They're holding them B-side almost by themselves entirely, getting the 3K to solidify things for their first point in this whole series. Now it's only going to be a matter of a single point that between the two teams to see whether or not they can clap up with Rise and take the advantage they've had so far and keep it going. But now there's rifles everywhere. There's a lot more artillery being brought into play. Tenz, of course, getting the final kill there is going to be huge. But now we're seeing a bit of a broken buy coming out from Rise.
Not too much for them to work with in this one. That is the expected round for the Sentinels to win. dapr does have the ultimate up and available. Shanks has a blade sort of zone though, and deals with Tenz immediately. That's a big scalp to find. Now, this double cat play isolated a little bit, just sick holding tight. So Shaman from the Sentinels is going to have to play back in, and it might be sick as he finds us back into a 4-on-4.
Oh, dapr pushed up a little bit more. If anyone crosses by, it could be instant death. And that, no, he's going to get more of an aggressive angle. 2 inside tiles, make that 3. That spike's in hand. He has to play a dangerous game, though, waiting for the push-up. 6 able to get the pinch, finds Calypso, but one more underway. Dapper's able to find it instead. Trades City galore all throughout mid. 2 left alive now. Rise having to make a difficult choice. Separated completely. One's on catwalk. Could try to find the reverse pinch, but so many different angles being held at once. Maybe this seems unlikely for Rise.
Yeah, it really does. Rise now, they're kind of stuck in a bad spot here. Great response from Sentinels despite losing that first man.
Ooh.
Neptune, good blind, spots out one in the cubby, but Zombs is there to help him out. The double swings through. The frag follows. Now Showtime stuck down in subroza, contended with quite handily by the Sentinels. I love the response there, Max, because they lose the first man, but get aggressive immediately, find their way back into the round, and convert the trade game in middle there on out. It didn't seem like Rise was able to really get a foot in the door off that opening pick.
Yeah, and those trades are going to be the bread and butter for Sentinels to really clap up on the defense here. We've been able to see a lot of that aggression early on for Rise, a lot of it successful too, but with them now transferring 2 of the eco by the route, all sheriffs in hand, I'm wondering if they're just going to rush in onto A, but we are seeing a bit of a split-up caravan between A and B.
Careful now.
He has some molly towards main. He's actually looking to get aggressive here, despite the recon pushing up. Blind, not going to connect with this one. Just Mike, great curveball, but he knows he doesn't need to fight here. The fall away, the pressure now on, but Zombs is up, looking for those trades. Gets one, but the shock dart does damage. Now, Max, that's a rifle in the hands of Rise, and good damage onto another. And this is looking even better as Calypso finds Shazam up on that lurk.
That's right. This is an eco round, and already Sentinels down a body compared to Rise. It's
This
Shanks
lurk
now
is
coming in from the
huge.
back, maybe trying to find a gigantic
Oh
pinch,
my
maybe trying
God,
to catch
it's
out one
so
top of
big.
heaven. He may have
Rise
his
wins.
eyes set
They win
on
this.
Tenz. Very top, upper left. Might try to find it. Hiding away. Finds the shot. Tenz goes down again. 2 left alive now for Sentinel side. They have to transfer their way over to A side. One by itself. It's going to be Zombs inside tree. Bodies going forwards into A.
Oh, Zombs,
Able to find a
savior.
little bit of a pinch inside of one of the doors. Has to back off. Reload. Cloudburst goes down. Door breaks. What?
I don't know.
21 damage,
2v,
46 to their name. Zombs
It's
watching for
possible.
these peaks.
It's
Little did they know
possible.
one was in heaven.
Probably not
Shanks
gonna happen,
on
though.
site now, holding all these angles. The post plan has to go underway.
Yeah. This 2-on-4, I mean, this was just an eco, so you probably want to go for this, maybe give a shot at it, but dapr is posturing. This way the save might be a consideration here. Rise's post plant setup very strong. They need to really make a mistake here for Sentinels to have a chance, and that's what Zombs is
Door's
looking
open.
for. He wants someone to peek him, and he'll get that chance, but they're not committing to any fights.
Yeah, and that commitment's going to be super huge, especially with dapr going down. One left alive. Zombs may try to make a play. It doesn't
Thrifty.
last much longer. They take a step in the trees, and they fall to the ground. Rise take another round.
Yeah, 3-2 up now, already looking good on this attacker side, and I like the way that they kind of, because they're so confident in all their individuals, they feel comfortable to make these plays where one person's just pushing into spawn, one person's pushing towards B, one pushing towards A. It's really hard to read when your opponent is playing like that. It's hard to know, make the conceded efforts to get the proper rotates in, and we saw Sentinels struggle with that because their players ended up on an island. Everyone was isolated till the very end, and at that point, it was just too little too late. So Rise, we find that thrifty into a round. Let's keep our eyes on Tenz here, because he finally has the money for that operator into play for the Sentinels.
Oh, and that's going to be really interesting to see here. Zombs holding this angle in A main, takes down the recon bull, has to reposition slightly, but no capitalization from Rise just yet. Though, we do see Shanks up top. Smoke goes under, making sure they can't be seen. Pushes back, maybe towards Y. No, they're going to keep going. It's a 1v3 now. They know exactly where this Astra's at. They're going to back off, though. It's going to allow a little bit more time for these attackers to slither their way onto the site.
Well,
Somebody said 4 match fixers in this
I
match.
think
What
we
is that?
finish here. Calypso has a good lurk in mid. We see
I feel like that's a
Shazam, sorry.
just
Oh my
kind of
God.
like an
Words
accusation,
went
you know?
tough, but he is
If there
holding
was
back
truly
so
like
much.
some
Better
shady
spot.
shit going on, I feel like they'd after with the FBI investigations and all this shit, like if there truly was some match fixing, then they'll probably pay the price. But for now, let them do their thing, you know?
explosion onto the site. Neptune does.
You never know. You don't want to be an ass, right?
Shanks to go up a little bit more. Trade City galore, though. Everyone's able to come in from the back. Look at Sig able to find a double kill, cleaning up everything except for Calypso. Now having to make his way. He was separated from his team. Now coming in from main. Has to deal with a lot. There's no intel about where he's at. He's silent, no audio cues. One to the immediate right, one up above, trying to find something seemingly out of nothing. 12 seconds left. Make that a
I'd like to. I think I'd treat this case as an innocent until proven guilty for sure. Like, no need to flame anybody right now. Like, let these investigations happen, and if they get caught, sure, then cool. There you go. You have your answer. If they get punished or don't get punished, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see.
Win it. Now it's a 3-3 scoreline, but man, we talk about a lot when we speak about the Sentinels. Tenz, he hasn't really hit his stride yet. 1-on-4, but he has the op in the picture. If we see this guy start to pop off, very, very dangerous for Rise, as we again see them committing towards
no need to like start any rumors or anything.
Inside of
let the professionals handle the shit.
Coming up from the defense, not going to find it just yet though, but Tenz able to show it up with the op now, takes down Calypso, but that's only the Sentinel utility gone, Mimi. They've lost down on potential tripwires, potential flank watch, but there's still so many duelists and so much blind and smoke utility left for these attackers to work with as they go through
Chat, in case you don't know what's going on, Counter-Strike is in a interesting position because of match fixing. There was plenty of match fixing that happened in Counter-Strike. It happened at a more amateur league level, but Counter-Strike has so much money involved in betting that the FBI got involved with it, and they're just trying to see who fixed matches, who got a payout, yada, yada, yada. About it?
But then they don't have much to work off of it. They try and kind of force their way in, push their way in altogether, but the Sentinels very well postured for it, very ready for it. And it all started with this frag we see from Tenz. Now he's hitting his stride with that operator. And when you have a jet that's just always getting aggressive, always going to be in your lines, causing issues, it really disrupts this defaulty playstyle that we see Rise kind of enjoying early on here.
And look at the broken buy coming out from Rise 2. 3 with light armor. The 1 Shanks with the Phantom. No armor at all. It's an interesting choice.
The main team that did most of the fixing has already been suspended. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the call at all. I think it's working.
I don't want to like.
The money at hand,
you don't want to like fucking call anyone out or like
Sentinels.
Like go off rumors, man. Like you let the investigations happen, and either you have an answer or you don't. And if you don't,
the possibility.
Then shut up.
How they've changed here. Sentinels off of Tenz op are deciding to get a little more aggressive with this
shoulder.
They don't seem ready for it. They
Tenz is better.
Tenz is off. Good for one there. Off the jiggle. Doesn't even matter if you're not peeking because he'll find the shot. And dapr pushes off. Blindside Shanks. And this anti-eco coming up very nicely thus far for the Sentinels. This is just one man left to his own devices. Calypso going to be up against an onslaught. One frag for him. That's nice. Second as well. A chance maybe. But no. Tenz jumps around the corner with the shotgun. And now this feels like a much better pace of momentum for the Sentinels.
Yeah, it took Sentinels a few rounds to kind of find their groove again. But so far, 3 in a row. It's nothing to scoff at. We're about a quarter of the way through the match, or through the first half as of now. We have to see whether or not Rise has an answer for this retaliation. Like you said yourself, Mimi, Tenz able to even it out now, 4-4 on the KD line, but holding these powerful angles, we haven't seen anyone try to really disrupt it.
Not really. It feels like once Tenz had the op-out, once they have that aggression that allows them to really be fighting for that control, it hasn't been that successful for Rise. I'd like to see them maybe try and change the pace on the Sentinels a little bit. Work quickly in here, try and set their individuals up for those one-on-one gunfights, work off of that, but again, they're defaulting. And again, they're given mid-controls. Tenz misses that shot, but shouldn't really matter. Falls away, no harm, no foul. As Rise, they might just be working their way into a crossfire, Max.
Oh, and dapr's in a tough
spot. This
spot.
flash is going to be nice.
He does have the pinch. Pop flash goes through.
Well
Six
done.
able to make it work. Dapr with the second one.
Well done.
Maybe not so much of a tough
Clean.
position after all. 2 of the duelists die completely on Rise's sides, forcing the rotate now into B main. They have almost seemingly no other choice. Cyber cages galore. Dapr backs off a little bit more towards the back of B, but they know exactly where the last 3 of these attackers are at. Push on forward slowly. They might be able to find the collapse here. Tenz able to find Calypso. That's going to be huge, but the flank from the back could be maybe finding yet another one. One goes through. Showtime with one. Trades out immediately. Poised.
Well done.
Same story, same
Sentinels is playing
conclusion.
Playing nice. They're playing proper. Playing together.
Sentinels immediately that they knew there was a mid presence possible when they saw those 3 in mid. They worked really well.
None of
to
the
just
solo
push
shit's
up
happening from
push
Sentinels.
into that mid control
They ain't risking
area,
nothing.
completely shut down the information game. They knew that Rise was stuck into that B play. They had the flank ready. Pinch came through, and what's the expected result? Sentinels 6-3 now. Really starting to find their stride. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I'd like to see Rise try and quicken the pace here. And while they are stuck on a lighter buy, I think this is their opportunity, as they're again kind of posturing towards this mid area, looking for this control yet again. But Tenz, he has the shot, has the line. Might just be ready for this play.
Oh, he's ready for the updraft from the Jets.
Why not?
Going to happen, though. It may have been a predictable move, and Shanks decides to go for the ground. Sneakily trying to make their way into mid. There is one on the side of the turns around.
Why wouldn't you expect somebody there?
Find poised. The shadows,
Weird.
the omens are completely gone. Top flash goes through. Dapr and company trying to retrace their steps. The knife missed. Shazam's able to clap it up instead. Oh, and this is a battle of
They're getting it.
just
Oh.
murder
Oh my
all
God,
around.
they're getting out.
Inside zombs and
Rise.
company cleaning up the whole feed.
And they recover that op 2 for Tenz. Great round out of the Sentinels again. This is a great bit of momentum as well. They've built 5 rounds in a row. Yeah, the pistol was nice. The round after that, good 2 for Rise. But they're struggling to find stride here. Let's think, what are the options here? Because they're not on any really impactful ults right now. They have that from the shadows. We haven't really seen
Why
them
do any critiques get
try and
deleted?
execute towards AOP,
Listen, if you're
but I
saying
think
a caster
one of
is
the reasons
trash,
they're not
that's
going
not a
for these quick
fucking
executions
critique.
is because
All
how
right?
Dapr plays
That's
this
probably
cycle.
why it's getting
He's constantly
deleted.
switching his setup, switching his
You don't go,
positioning.
wow,
You need
this is
time to
bad.
Find out where he is.
That's
but
a ban.
Sentinels,
Simple.
when you give them that
It's not a
time to work
critique.
with, when you give
It's
them
being
the
an asshole.
chances to really get that information they desire, they'll always do it. And look at this setup. Curveball up for Tenz to push into mid and find such a great opportunity for a shot here. Spots out side of the Sova, but the Hunter's
Shazzy's
Fury
nice
for
with these
Shazam
ults.
connects 2 tags, a frag as well. That's a great start for the Sentinels.
Neptune goes down, but one thing we haven't really mentioned is that Showtime is on the up right now. It's going to be the Sova player on Rise's sides, wielding it, but haven't seen much of a response yet. He's holding a deep angle inside Catwalk. Might help now that one frag does go down inside of A, but no response really coming
So it said,
by.
"Fuck your
No
freedom of
rotates.
speech."
Everyone's still sticking
I mean,
around
you
on
still
B.
have the freedom. You can still
Some
say
company,
it.
though, may have to go
That
for
doesn't mean you're not an
rotating.
asshole. You're still an asshole.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
see the
you can
positioning.
say what
Dapper's
you
still
want,
here to
but
hold.
if you
He
want
has
to be
that
an
kind of
asshole,
kill
go
click
ahead.
set up for
Do it.
whoever
You'll just get
decides to
banned.
push the button.
You still got the freedom to be an
46
asshole
seconds
if you
left. This
want.
likely has to be a committal. The Sentinels know that because they still have 10.
Just know there are some consequences of being an asshole. And I know a Twitch ban ain't that bad from my channel. That's not that bad.
Needs, but Tenz shutting
Later
things
in
down
life,
the
you're gonna be an
middle of the
asshole.
map.
It's gonna
And
bite
now
you in the
Dapr,
ass.
The sole defender here in Hell has an opportunity.
see.
Updraft from Shank shut down. Now he knows there's a second ready for the fight, but Poise will win it regardless. Tenz is on the team, though. The
Nice
up,
shot.
shot onto that one. Finally, Showtime. Clutch, one in close. He takes it though with the op, looking for
Sentinels
some more,
owning.
but not able to do it. They lose the op.
Freedom of
they
speech
lose the
isn't
round.
freedom from
And as we
consequence.
head into
True.
the last round and a half, I don't think the economy is going to be too stellar.
It was a valiant attempt from Showtime. Being able to get that up close up kill was really cool to see, but Rise, it seemed like they didn't really know what they wanted to do after especially Calypso went down for the majority of the round. Waiting out, you could see the aggression from Sentinels coming into play, but they dialed it back the entire time.
Yeah. I think it's
Oh,
just Tenz
no.
up. He's not even like, that's 2 Odins out.
It's too old, it's Mimi.
Is this?
Oh, no.
Are we getting to the point where Sentinels is confident enough that they're just gonna start having fun with it? I mean, always good to watch a show with them. That's not to mean that Rise is out of this yet, because if they get a 4-8 half here, even a 3-9, respectable a chance. They converted that first pistol. They get another. It's still a good opportunity for them in this, especially if we look at the ultimate abilities available. They have to run it back. We also have that Hunter's Fury, a good bit to work with, and they have the mid control as well.
And this mid control has been a commonplace for Rise. We're not seeing any smokes go down in this area just yet, but Rise also last round have 4 ults to work with. They have a lot of potential here to collapse themselves upon B. We haven't seen it just yet. Shazam waiting for the pre-fire. Damage so much so it takes down Showtime. The other
Yo, dude,
play,
they're
and there
playing
we go.
just. They
Curveball
can't,
goes
Sentinels
down.
can do
Line
no
one,
wrong
maybe
right
make it
now.
2. Sick
Oh.
has to play this very carefully. Doesn't
unfortunate.
matter. Shanks with the pre-fire takes down the Phoenix
Ooh.
instead. And so many bodies are falling at once. Shanks able to make it 2. But now where do they go? They have to rotate to A.
It has to be. Dapper's on the rotate though. He'll be here quickly, but it does have to come down to the rotate play. Watch out for Tenz though. has the blade storm. Double updraft a factor, but with 30 seconds left, plenty of time to get this spike down, get them at least some setup into the post plant. And I like the call from Shanks. Get aggressive, make a play, confirm this round for your team, because you really need it.
Oh, and Tenz gliding down onto the side, not able to find one just yet. Dappr's able to clean up the work a little bit more. To Neptune with a second curveball, tries to make it work.
Yo, is he about to ace clutch this shit?
From Shanks, maybe an ace. No!
That's a bummer. Give me 1 sec. I gotta do something. Oh, T1's apparently playing on stream B. Hold on, I gotta send. I'm gonna do something really quick. I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to work with. So we do see the Sentinels kind of contacting towards B. You see dapr on that lurk towards A. This is a standard play for them. And look at Rise. They've committed their Cypher towards the A site. Might be a misread because there's no one directly on this B side. Probably a retake to be on the cards.
Oh, but Marketplace having the shutdown, double smokes.
He was so close to his head every time he flicked.
We can see Sentinels take over, though, because there's no bodies of Rise on the site. A minute 10 now, gonna go for the plant. Neptune hiding inside those same smokes, opens up the door, and it's gonna be a huge counter collapse in hand. Mimi, we have to see what happens with these pistols. Yeah. This is one of the most important rounds we're going to see this entire match. Everyone pushing on by. Everyone Sentinels, though, holding back of sight.
Oh, Shazzy.
Shazam inside the dark carpet has a position.
Wait, he got him.
One
holy shit. I thought he died.
There's one left alive, and it's going to be Shanks. He finds one. He's confirmed for 2.
He's gonna lose,
make it 3 across the entire round. But off the ways, the Frenzy can't do much against the far-off Ghost.
Dapple's lurk in the end there comes to fruition. We saw him route all the way through the A site, completely clear out the flank factors. That meant that Sentinels were very confident to just play on the site, play together, not too worried about any trickery for the side of Rise. So that pistol round, that's a hard loss to think about if you're Rise, because now down 10-3.
Thyroid gland looks
you almost
swollen.
always see Sentinels winning this.
Here? What's a thyroid gland?
I mean, that's 11 rounds.
Oh god, don't scare me like that.
What's the opportunity for them to come in? Because it has to come with like, a huge play and the pacing into it. They not only need to keep the round flawless,
I don't know what
they
that
need
means.
to keep players off as well. They can't let this economy game slip away from them. And we immediately see that gravity well denying the aggression towards B main. As the Sentinels, they're pretty confident, playing a bit slowly into a more defaulty anti-eco here.
Chad, am I okay?
That's right. Look at Zombs already pushed up next to Orb. Fish barrel down below them. Tries to go for it, but the audio cue could give them away. Shanks is able to get away just in time, but still the confirm first comes out from Calypso. Could be a 1v2 here. They push out at once. Confirms 1. Finds the trade, potentially make it 2. Reload has to happen. These stars could be pivotal, but the gravity well's not going to take out Calypso. He's already backed off. It gives so much time for Sentinels to push towards A. There's only one body dedicated to the site. But what's going to happen next? Top of A heaven, though. Neptune coming in for the side swipe. Might be able to find one, but no, Zombs is able to get away with their life. Not by much, but no, gets confirmed instead. They're able to get onto the site, though, with 3v3. There's not much of a defense coming through except for heaven. Oh, but look at Showtime, Mimi. Sheriff in hand. Surrounded by enemies, though. Environmental cover. Tenz confirmed for another for 2, it seems. But not for much longer. A triple kill cleaning up the site.
Sentinels 11-3 on the scoreline, now looking very hot to trot here. And Shanks, though, he has that operator up. We didn't get to see too much of him on the op on their attacker half. It was mostly the Tenz show when we talk about that operator player. But this is a round where he doesn't have that opposition. He won't have that direct head-to-head. And if he gets an early pick, starts his team on the right foot, that could be the chance. Maybe think about this.
How do you like your 27-inch 1440? It's nice, man.
And after
it's
this,
nice.
we go to
Can't complain. 1080p looks like shit after using this monitor. I literally can't even look at 1080p.
Has to start off pretty soon, and this round is the
which is a really big bummer because I'd like to see some 1440p streams on Twitch. with a nice
Showtime
10
was
to
at
12,000
Ares
bit
playing
rate,
that Same
please.
exact wall we saw on the
Look
reverse,
incredible.
though. It happening going against him. But he doesn't find the same amount of luck. In fact, Shazam, though, going to be going down from mid. Shanks doing so well with this opping jet inside of the defense. 14-7. Excuse me, now 15-7 on the kill feed now.
Oh, Shanks,
Forward,
you
though. Testing
fucking...
his luck a little too much. He can't escape that.
You're
60
throwing.
Clutch it up a tiny bit more.
You know
Now
they're
going
coming.
To the side. Look at this. Go, go, go. They're all
Hold
rushing
it.
on through. There's only one on site, though. Everyone else has to go for the rotates. Showtime. So
They're getting
little
owned,
help tries
actually.
to peek. Tenz finds the head instead. Last two stuck in CT side. This will be really rough to go 2-1.
Yeah, they don't have much to work with here. This should have been around for Rise all the way over. They had the opening pick, and now they're at a heavy man disadvantage.
Does your
players,
do you get enough frames on 1440? It's not much different.
Tick has a great
You'd be
angle here in main.
surprised. It's really, really similar.
Ahead of one, maybe make it two. Cleans it up. dapr steals it a little bit, but Sentinel still got it. And now we're on match point for map 1.
Yeah, they're not even going to choose to recover the op. They don't even need it. Comfortable with just the rifles. And you can see why, because Rise relegated down onto this lighter buy. This very well could be over before it really got started in the first map. The Sentinels on match point. I want to talk about what Shanks did there, because it was great getting aggressive with the op, finding the impact for the team, but the response from Sentinels was even better, and that they didn't wait a beat. They lost a man mid. Immediately the call was execute B quickly, because when you have a jet aggressive, there's almost always going to be another player pulled away to assist them in that push, ensure that they have a safety net.
Oh,
that
you didn't
wasn't
see
really the case in this round, but still, the Sentinels had the response. They had the round in hand. Now Shanks with the Blade Storm getting aggressive towards main, wants to make another play for his team, but he can't. Sick mollies him off, grabs
That's
the orb,
30-90 talk.
closer to that ultimate ability. And look how much map control the Sentinels have, Max. They're all the way up mid.
Yeah, maybe.
They've already cleared out
Maybe.
8.
Shanks is playing the most dangerous game, able to find Sig, alleviating some of that pressure just a tiny
That's a
bit.
spike.
The spike is down.
Here, Shroud, your pros and
but
cons
it
for
seems
Frenzy
like,
on
though,
pistol
Shanks
round.
isn't aware of that. They still get repossession of it. Seems like they will. Tenz, though,
There's only
leading a
one
little
con,
bit
and
more
that's the
inside of
range.
mid. Everyone holding down on B.
Everything else is
Neptune
incredible.
also playing a dangerous game, rotating out though.
If you have a Frenzy and you're swinging back mid in Ascent, that's not the way to use a Frenzy. But if you have a Frenzy doing anything else, that's the way.
Detect, excuse me, but zombs is going to take advantage of that. 3 left alive now. Neptune,
All right, well, that's over.
well, not going to last much
They
longer.
got owned. Holy shit, they got owned. What happened? You just right-click 2 people, or? Are you okay, Shroud? Holy shit, Quinn is farming the views on people.